She's only crying because she just wants a father figure. She needs a father role there for her. And it's your donations which will turn these tears into smiles. Brothers and sisters, take the opportunity to donate and give and contribute, so we ensure this is going to be the final time for them to cry. We're going to swap these cries with smiles. We're going to swap these tears with tears of happiness and joy, because these tears are tears of sadness, tears of missing their parents. Let's compensate them by providing for them. ايش قد تشتاقين لبابا حبيبي؟ هواي يعني ايش قد؟ ايش قد صار ما شايفته لبابا؟ شو وقت بابا توفى؟
من كنت بالمدرسة، من كنت صف أول.
وهسه تبي اصلا؟
خامس.
بابا شنو كان يجيبك على العيد؟
ألعاب، أي لعبة أحبها يجيب لي إياها.
It's been 5 years since her father's passed away, and on the days of Eid, her father would bring her any toy she wanted. It breaks my heart that I leave her in tears, but it's so that I can show you what the situation of the orphans of Iraq is.
Join hands with Hope, sponsor an orphan, and be their catalyst for a brighter, happier tomorrow.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على خير الأنبياء والمرسلين وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. Distinguished guests, dear brothers, dear sisters, and the dear viewers at home. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. From wherever you are in the world watching this blessed show, we send our condolences to the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, on the passing and the martyrdom of his grandfather Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib. You are watching the Imam Hussein Charity Salam Ya Ali show, Salam Ya Ali campaign, throughout these nights of Qadr, throughout these sorrowful nights of Imam Ali alayhi salam. I am Ali Fadl, your co-host, because with me I have once again Abu Talib. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wallah.
Allah ajurak Abu Talib.
Ajurakum inshallah.
How have you spent the last couple of days when it comes to Layal al-Qadr and the istishhad of Imam Ali alayhi salam, Abu Talib?
So for the past 3 days, starting off from Laylat al-Darba,
Yeah.
as a Muwali of Amir al-Mu'mineen, you feel that you are broken. Your father Amir al-Mu'mineen is in a situation of death and life. And as we come closer to these hours and days, we know that Amir al-Mu'mineen is no longer around us anymore. So our hearts and souls are with the orphans. The orphans of Amir al-Mu'mineen like Hassan al-Hussein and Zainab, and the orphans that were dependent on Amir al-Mu'mineen. Other than that, we have A'mal Layal al-Qadr. We haven't forgotten our loved ones, our marhumeen, in the Raf' of the Masahif, the Ad'iyah, the Quran, verses that have been recited, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most important of our du'as is to hasten the reappearance of Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, for which insha'Allah one day we will be performing our du'as and ziyarat while he recites and we sit and weep and cry for the martyrdom of his grandfather Amir al-Mu'mineen, Fatimat al-Zahra, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein.
Alayhum afdal salati wa azkal salam. Many thanks for that introduction, Abu Talib. We are mentioning orphans, and actually Imam Hussein Charity does visit many orphanages within Iraq. Behind me on the screen is just one of those orphanages that we have visited. Abu Talib, along with the crew and the team at Imam Hussein Charity, are sending their hopes and their smiles to these young children. Ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers of Imam Hussein Charity, which is viewing or streaming exclusively on Imam Hussein TV 3, I want to tell you about a story, and Abu Talib, you might know about this, but I want to tell you that something happened to us personally in the last couple of days. A member of our local community in northwest London who would come regularly to the majalis every single week. He has, I believe, two young daughters in their teenage years. He married a convert to the religion, and he regularly contributed towards the cause of Imam Hussein alayhi salam through the majalis in Muharram, and he regularly contributed to the majalis of Imam Ali alayhi salam. In one random evening, he didn't have any health problems. Just one random evening, he was fasting like any other day. He felt a bit sick, a bit tired, so just before adhan, he lied down in the masjid. He lied down in the masjid. The volunteers came to him and they said to him, look, are you okay? Is everything all right? He said, no, I'm fine. I'm just a bit tired from the fasting. The adhan came and they gave him a bit of bread, a bit of dates, and a bit of soup just for him to break his fast. He managed to kind of sit upright just to have his iftar, shall we say. Moments later, this man passed away. In the middle of the majlis. No matter how many times we were trying to resuscitate him, no matter how many times they tried with the doctors that were around, or the pharmacists or the nurses, tried to do CPR and all of that, all of these procedures to try and get him back to life. But this man passed away. And the night of, I believe it was Saturday. And so Saturday night was the second night Imam Ali ﷺ was on his deathbed. Now the reason why I mention this is because I was told Malik al-Maut was there that day, in that place.
No.
How close are we, brothers and sisters, to death? That you have to, for me to realize, I have to witness death in front of me to realize that Malik al-Maut is actually next to us. How powerful is it that, and actually how scary is it, that Malik al-Maut in that moment was there. It wasn't our time.
No.
It wasn't my time. I was literally at this place here, in this studio, when I was told about the incident. But for those 300-400 people that were there, Malik al-Maut came down at that night, at that moment, and took that man's soul. But he didn't take anyone else's soul because they weren't ready. And that's why, brothers and sisters, now is the time to change your destiny, to change your life. Because death is so close to us that we do not realize it. Unless you see it there and then, unless you see it face to face. Now, myself personally, I had a situation with my grandfather 10, 11 years ago now. And in Ramadan, these nights, are the nights actually that he passed away. I witnessed death there and then. I was there when he passed away. And again, the reason why I'm mentioning these stories of death is because wallah, life is so short and it can be taken away from you in an instant, brothers and sisters, in an instant. And that's why these nights are so important. To connect with the commander of the faithful, Imam Ali alayhi salam, but also to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the nights of destiny, the nights of power. The night of the 23rd is one of the most powerful nights that we have to change our fate, to change our destiny. If, for example, we lie or we sin or we whatever, these things that we can change. One of the most recommended acts, and wallah, God is my witness. Abu Talib, God is my witness. I'm not saying this because it's a charity show or a fundraising show. We're not fundraising. I'm telling you, we're not fundraising here right now. All we want to do is get you to connect to Imam Ali alayhi salam. That's the only thing on our agenda right now. Connect to the commander of the faithful, because if you can follow in his footsteps, then your life is saved. Your life is genuinely saved. If you can follow in his footsteps and to say, Labbayka ya Ali, Labbayka ya commander of the faithful, Ya Imam al-Muttaqeen, Ya Sayyid al-Wasiyyin. If you can connect to Imam Ali on these days, then you have changed your destiny. One of the most recommended acts is to give in charity, is to give from what you love. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You will not find righteousness. You will not be saved unless you give away that which you love. And we love, unfortunately, our finances the most. So give as much as you can in the way of the command of the faithful, brothers and sisters, because time is short, life is short. You don't know what's going to happen next year. You know, Abu Talib, personally, people that have passed away in the last couple of years, did they realize?
No.
Did they know that they were going to pass away next year?
No.
And not live to see another Laylatul Qadr, not live to see another Muharram?
You know, Mullah Ali, you were speaking about Malak al-Maut. And on my way coming here, I was listening to one of the lectures, and this Arabic poet was saying that death is the only guest that when he enters without knocking.
Allah.
You know, when you have a family visiting, they knock the door. Ya Allah, Ali Fadl bil Bayt, Ya Aba Flan Mawjood, anybody at home, auntie, uncles, anybody home, you want to enter. But it's Malak al-Maut that when he comes in, he doesn't knock the door.
Ya Allah.
He takes you whenever he wishes, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you're sitting there thinking twice, if shall I contribute, shall I donate, shall I give, don't think twice. Now you were also saying about that Malik al-Maut being alongside us. Let us think about the one who will be taking revenge of the blood of Imam Hussein. He's also dependent on each and every individual of us. Because if we do not contribute and give, we will not be prepared to welcome Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman.
On that note, Abu Talib, we'll talk about Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman in a moment because we have a caller on the line. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
We're doing fine. Can I get your name and where you're calling from, please?
Yeah, my name is Kumail.
Kumail, you're calling from America, aren't you?
Yes, yes.
If I'm not mistaken,
yesterday.
New York.
Yes, yes.
We had you on yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have the privilege, Kumail, to have Abu Talib next to me. And Abu Talib has a way of speaking to callers and making them connect to Imam Ali alayhi salam. Yesterday, it was the night of the martyrdom. Or actually no, yesterday was the day after of the martyrdom. And Sayyidah Zainab was alone. Imam al-Hussein was alone. Imam al-Hassan was alone. Abil Fadl Abbas was alone. And Abu Talib, inshallah, will take you through the next steps of your phone call.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Kumail.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you, brother?
عظم الله لكم الأجر, Brother Kumail. Brother Kumail, let us go to Najaf. Let us see the courtyard of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Now UK time, it's around 10:30, 10:20, it's dark. I want you to imagine Zainab salamullahi alayha. She is the one that was the queen along her father and brothers. She now sits wearing her mother's abaya and looking at the imama of her father that has been split into half. She cries towards Medina and says, Ya Jaddah, Ya Rasulallah. Ya Jaddah, Ya Rasulallah. Do you know what has taken place upon us after you? They have killed my mother. I have lost my brother Muhsin. And I have lost my father Ali. A father that can't be compared to. And very soon, I'll be losing both my brothers, Hassan and Hussein. Brother, let these cries be for Amir al-Mu'mineen and only Amir al-Mu'mineen. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, my master, we have hajat. Faith and believe that you are our savior. O Master, accept us as lovers and servants in your path. Brother Kumail, as much as you have love for Amir al-Mu'mineen, give in the way of the orphans of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Do not forget the orphans. I say one narration. After the death of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam al-Hassan walks past one of these alleyways. And in the distance, in a very dark distance, he sees children sitting and waiting outside. He comes over to them and says to them, هل لديكم حاجة أقضي لها? Do you have anything I can do for you? Do you have a need, a requirement? And they look up to him and they say to him, oh man, in the past nights, a legend, a warrior, a beautiful face will come down to us. He would kneel down to us and play with us. He would bring us smiles and feed us. However, this man has not come for multiple nights. Imam al-Hassan says to them, I will ensure that food and water will be delivered. They said, oh man, we do not need food or water. We just need Ali. We just need Ali. Brother Kumail, I will end the call with you saying, Ya Ali, with the most broken of voices.
Kumail, can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can.
I feel like you have a very heavy heart and there is something that you want to say to Amir al-Mu'mineen. Now is the time to speak to him directly because you're looking literally at the shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Tell him your needs. أحسنتم كمال. God bless you, Brother Kumail. Thank you so much once again for your phone call. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you are granted the visitation of Imam Ali alayhi salam so that you can go there physically and touch, not just touch the shrine, but hold on to the shrine, the metal shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam, and pour out your heart to him. It's only one way where you can go through a phone call and try and let out your heart to a phone, to us, and for us to be the vehicle to Imam Ali alayhi salam. But it's another thing when you're actually there physically in the shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam, pouring your heart out to the commander of the faithful. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you and every single believing Muslim man and woman gets the chance to have that blessing, to be next to Imam Ali alayhi salam, within the vicinity of not just the Imam, but prophets before him as well. And inshallah you are granted that visitation. Brothers and sisters, we're going to go to a very, very small break. Already it's been a very heartfelt episode of Salam Ya Ali, but inshallah this sorrow will continue after the break. Don't go anywhere. Inshallah we'll be with you in the next couple of minutes.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Here in the holy land of Najaf, at the vicinity of the father of the orphans, a wonderful opportunity in the holy month of Ramadan is to give sadaqah and charity to someone that is underprivileged who is also fasting. It's easy that we fast throughout the month, but know at the end of the day we will have something waiting for us. But to those that are underprivileged, they can't confirm ends meet by the end of the day. Therefore, let's take this opportunity during the holy month of Ramadan to ensure that we donate and give sadaqah to those who are underprivileged and in need, in order that we can follow in the footsteps of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen and Fatima al-Zahra. Let us all manifest in that manner as well by giving to the Masakin, the Yatim and the Asir this holy month of Ramadan through our charitable sadaqah donations. Of course, the little we can do in compensation for all those who generously support this charitable and philanthropic cause is that we will honor any individual who contributed with a dedicated ziyarah of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Assalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Assalamu ala Abi al-A'imma wa Khalil.
Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein Charity. You've joined the Salam Ya Ali campaign, the Salam Ya Ali program with myself and Abu Talib also on the set. If you've just joined us, it's a very sorrowful program so far. We've had a phone call once again from Kumail from New York, who seems to have a very heavy heart, a heart full of grief and sorrow, and he just wants to pour his heart out to us. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he has granted the visitation of Imam Ali alayhi salam so that he can pour his heart out to Amir al-Mu'mineen directly. Now, for the dear viewers, you can call in and also we'll receive your call with grace and we'll direct you to give your salams to Imam Ali alayhi salam. However, the small advert that you've just seen is today and tomorrow, and actually whenever you want really, but today and tomorrow, especially tonight, when it comes to the night of destiny, the night of the 23rd of Ramadan, Laylatul Qadr, the biggest Laylatul Qadr that we have so far. Of all the nights that we have, tonight is the night that you really do not want to miss. Miss the opportunity of giving, miss the opportunity of serving, miss the opportunity of connecting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Holy Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And therefore, from that advert, from the Sayyid that he mentioned that if you give a donation today, we can recite a ziyarah on your behalf. And one of the recommended acts on a night like this is to perform the ziyarah of both Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Amir al-Mu'mineen on the nights of Qadr. Very, very powerful. So inshallah you can contribute. Abu Talib, we do have a couple of campaigns aside from the Salam Ya Ali campaign.
Yes.
We do have a couple of campaigns that some of the brothers and sisters, they may want to connect to. Could you give us an insight into which ones they are?
So our smallest campaign is a £30 Ramadan basket, and it's a basket containing only the necessities and basics which are needed throughout the month, including fruits, vegetable, pulses, and some meat to be delivered for people who are in need. Shia of Amir al-Mu'mineen, people who've lost a mother, a father due to health conditions, due to wars back homes, and lots of these people have been protecting the shrines that we love, protecting shrines in Kadhimiyya, protecting shrines in Karbala and in Syria. So let us show our respect for what they have sacrificed and donate for a £30 Ramadan basket. The next package is a £50 orphan package, and this £50 orphan package will be for orphans in Laylatul Qadr. It will also include their iftar and also help towards teaching them, educating them and giving them medication. And the best of packages is the £1,400 water well package, which is for the Shia of Amir al-Mu'mineen in Pakistan and in Africa. This is where a whole community will be able to receive and be quenched with clean, fresh water with your donations of £1,400. Brothers and sisters, on such nights, nights of destiny, we know that giving a sadaqah is one of the greatest acts. But giving them in such nights, it can't be compared. It can't be described. How much it is rewarded and how much it's a loved act by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us follow in the footsteps of Amir al-Mu'mineen and Ahlul Bayt in giving from our belongings, our personal savings and needs to the ones who are in more need.
Inshallah. Once again, that's a dear reminder to the viewers. It's very, very simple to get in touch. Either if you want to get onto the line today, you can call the numbers on your screen. They're very, very simple. You'll get through to our producer, and the producer will put you through to us. And then you can go directly to Imam Ali alayhi salam. We will perform the ziyarah on your behalf. Another way is through the QR code that you can scan. That will take you directly to the donation page on ImamHusseinCharity.com. You can choose any one of the campaigns that you resonate with, be it the iftar pack, the orphans, the water well, many different campaigns that we have there as well, and you're able to donate. Otherwise, you can download our Sadaqah app. A Sadaqah app is a perfect way to automate your donations and make it very, very simple for you never to forget. You could just put in 30 days, for example, £1 a day, every single day, and you know that you're sorted for the next 30 days when it comes to giving sadaqah. You can download the Sadaqah app both on Google and on iOS, on Apple. All of the software can download it, inshallah. In light of, we mentioned Malik al-Maut, in light of Imam Ali alayhi salam, in light of death, one of the first things that we look towards, especially since all of the actions and the deeds that we do in this life, we're hoping that it stands up for us on the day that we need it most, right? So we pack as much good deeds, hopefully on the day that we need it most, the first night of our burial. That night when we are very much alone, there is no one that can help us anymore, other than maybe, if you've done your deeds correctly, maybe the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam might be there for you. We have hope, we have sincerity that all our actions, and we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He can send Imam Ali alayhi salam to us, Imam al-Hussein, Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam. Send them towards us on a night that is very important. Because in the poem Nuri Sardar says, every believer, every lover of Ali at death is met by Ali and his family with his last breath. His family for him cry. He sees Ali in his eye with his final breath. Each lover and follower, if in Ali he believed, is met by Ali when his final breath this lover breathed. If the world tried to deceive him, but the world he deceived, death is but another path for him, and by death he's freed. Such powerful words, by the way. Very, very powerful words. That no matter how much life can try to attract you to sin, but if you have divorced life and you have told life, I don't want you anymore, then death is just another path, because you are freed from this world. Subhanallah. If he served Ali, and for Ali's tragedy he grieved, visits him Ali and his family when he's buried.
Allah.
His eye, it closes and approaches before him a light. His eye, it closes and approaches before him a light. His life was Ali, therefore Ali eases his own plight. Ali, he didn't deny. He sees Ali in his eye with his final breath. Be young or old, if from Ali he listened and he learned, then seeing Ali with his final breath, this lover earned. Ali appears in the eye that for Ali's sight had yearned. When death you welcomed, your life you left, and to me you turned. Don't worry, O child, of those who upon you have mourned. Concerned me your tears. Now with your smiles I am concerned. This is Imam Ali alayhi salam speaking to you, the one that has passed away finally in your grave. He says, concerned me your tears, now with your smiles I am concerned. You believed in me. You believed in me when all left me and I was alone. Now you are alone, to you I come, your deeds to me shown. Do not worry how and why. He sees Ali in his eye with his final breath. O child, I know of your sorrow and all of your pain. And in a way I'm speaking now to Kumail in New York, who seems to have a very heavy heart full of sorrow and pain. And this is Imam Ali alayhi salam speaking to you directly, saying, O child, I know of your sorrow and all of your pain. Death isn't easy, but tragedy with you won't remain. If you died with my love, then in my eyes you were slain. Welcomes you all those that for me martyrdom would attain. I'll shield you. He says, I'll shield you from all the tears that upon your grave rain. And for your service, I brought with me Hassan and Hussein.
Allah.
And for your service, I brought for you Hassan and Hussein. Hassan smiles. Hussein welcomes you with open arms. We welcome you and we place your palms into our own palms. For every tear and every sigh, he sees Ali in his eye with his final breath. Forgive me, Abu Talib, this poem, it seems to resonate with me. So I'm just going to keep on for one or two more.
It's beautiful.
I have been gifted as the divide for heaven and hell. Imam Ali says, I have been gifted as the divide for heaven and hell. O my follower, never does my lover in hell dwell. The fires of hell, if they call you, my Lord, I shall tell. And of your service at heaven's gate, I'll quote and I'll retell. Get up, O child, your family, bid them all farewell. Get up, O child, your family, bid them all farewell. Awaits you heaven, and I'll ensure heaven sent you smell. Your sins forgiven, I have written your name within my own. Heaven awaits you. From the angels your name have known. Your family bid goodbye. He sees Ali in his eye with his final breath. They pulled from your soul. They pulled your soul from your body, and towards you I came. The pangs of death that all others fear, sweet for you became. I was waiting, Allah, I was waiting, and Fatima mentioned to me your name. I am his mother. As you done for me, do him the same.
Allah.
I am his mother. As you done for me, do him the same. O child, I buried her, and my wails would not tame. She saw me crying, but when she died, toward her I came. When I left her grave, for me she'd crave, and then her I saw. When left had Ali, come had Ali, and she watched in awe. Just as when there she would lie, he sees Ali in his eye with his final breath. May Allah give tawfiq and blessings to Brother Nouri Sardar, who I randomly picked this poem because I read the first chorus and I thought, okay, this is something to do with death.
It's beautiful.
And the story that I had when it comes to Malik al-Maut, I thought it might be, but little did I know that inside this actual poem, it really does describe our relationship with the Ahlul Bayt as a whole, the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, especially when it comes to the time of death. So brothers and sisters, once again, we are pleading with you. We are asking you to contribute as much as you can towards the orphans, towards those who are less privileged than us.
Mullah Ali,
yes.
you spoke about the poem and how that at death we hope to see Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein and Fatima al-Zahra.
Yeah.
I want to ask the viewers, and I ask myself before anybody else, how confident are we going to be when we see them? Are we going to be confident and say, oh Amir al-Mu'mineen, we followed in your footsteps, we fed the orphans, we gave to the needy? Are we going to say, oh Fatima al-Zahra, we gave away our belongings like you gave yours away? Oh Hassan, oh Hussein, my master, when we see you, how confident are we? Do we feel ashamed of what we've done in our dunya? Do we feel ashamed of how we saw the needy and gave it a blind eye? Or will we say, my master, we gave, we tried, and we made you proud in the dunya, before the after? Brothers and sisters, to be called a Shi'i, a Muwali of Amir al-Mu'mineen, you need to follow in his footsteps. You need to be proud and honored that your role model was Amir al-Mu'mineen, the one that would break the bread with his knee. Not because he couldn't afford it. Amir al-Mu'mineen or Ahlul Bayt, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they had miracles and they could turn dust into gold and gold into dust. We have narrations that teach us so. But Amir al-Mu'mineen will choose to eat dry bread and feed the needy the best of foods. Brothers and sisters, let us pick up the campaigns. A £30 orphan package, a £50 orphan package including teaching them and giving them medication, and a £1,400 water well for a community to quench their thirst.
So we have the footage on the screen now. These are the iftar packs. The iftar packs that have been organized by Imam Hussein Charity. We have reached 100,000 iftar packs. So you can see clearly on your screens the amount of ingredients that have been placed each and inside these packs. These packs, Abu Talib, help me with some of the ingredients in there.
There is rice,
yeah.
There is lentils, there is meat, there is vegetables, there is oil, there is just the basic of products. Brothers and sisters, inshallah, everybody's broken their fast and had plenty of options to break their fasts with. Let us remember that these people are in urgent need. We have facts that say 1 in 10 children die because of lack of nourishment. Brothers and sisters, in your hand, it's your donations, your contributions to give to the ones in needy. Thousands of tons of rice have been distributed. However, there are still orphans which are waiting for their doors to be knocked for them to receive a Imam Hussein iftar pack, which only costs you £30.
Yeah.
100% of your donations will be going directly towards this cause. We urge you to donate and give. We've spoken about Malak al-Maut and how Malak al-Maut comes without an appointment. Let us remember, over the last year, how many loved ones have we lost? How many people were around us on the same table we broke our fast together with? However, they are not there longer. They do not sit around us. However, they are on their graves. They cannot reach out and give anymore. Give on behalf of them. Give on behalf of yourself a sadaqah. And most importantly, give on behalf of Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman.
We're going to go to a very, very small video that will show you exactly what ingredients are placed inside these iftar packs to give you an idea as to what exactly we are giving to those who are not privileged enough to have the means to have their own iftar. And just to say that alone is quite astonishing, that people don't have the means to have iftar, especially after they're fasting for 12 hours of the day. So we're going to see this small video and come back after the break.
Imam Hussein Charity is giving you the chance to provide food baskets for destitute and impoverished families all over Iraq and Afghanistan. So let's see what your donation gets, Ali. We have oil, tomato paste, we have tahini, lentils, sugar, tea, pasta, tuna cans, salt, dates, rice. She would also be receiving fruit, vegetable and meat, and that comes fresh on the day delivery and only costs £30. Brothers and sisters, you can pay via bank transfer, PayPal, or you can visit www.imamhusseincharity.com.
Your donation can make a world of difference in the life of a hungry child.
Many thanks to genuinely Imam Hussein Charity for providing smiles and hope to those who are very young and innocent in this life. You've seen the smiles on your screens as to what impact these iftar packs, these donations that you gave, and you continuously give towards the cause of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam and towards the cause of helping those who are less privileged than us. Please increase those smiles. Please increase that hope that they have in humanity, because for them, they have no hope. They rely solely on their donations. The story that I had for when I went in December, I spoke to Amir, and I spoke to young Hussein, and he was telling me that if there are no donations, I don't eat, and my family doesn't eat.
Wow.
And it's him, his younger brother, and his father. His mother passed away due to cancer.
La ilaha illallah.
And he says, if there are no donations, we don't eat as a family. And I have to rely on scraps or leftover food that's in the fridge that we have from a day before or 2 days before. Now imagine what he is going through if donations do not come in.
Yes.
And he doesn't receive those iftar packs, for example. But another thing that he told me is that when it comes to my education, again, if the donations don't come in and I can't continue my donation, I have nothing to live for.
Yes.
Abu Talib, do you know how powerful this is? When someone says that I have nothing to live for, that means they don't want to live in this life anymore.
They don't have quality of life.
They don't have, so forget quality, they don't want to live anymore because they have no hope for the future. They have literally nothing.
Yes.
They have nothing to live for. At least with Amir, with the donations that are coming in, he has his education. That's the only thing that he's clinging onto. Literally, when I saw him in his eyes,
Yes.
you can tell how desperate he was, because that's the only thing that he was clinging onto, just so that he has some hope and a reason to live. Now imagine what's going through his mind, that if the donations don't come, that's just one example of maybe hundreds of thousands of kids in his situation. Some of them don't have the means and they have to leave education and say, you know what, I have nothing else to live for. Let me pursue a life of crime. Let me pursue a life of sin. Let me pursue a life of corruption, because it seems like it was working for everyone else. Why can't it work for me? And that's what we want to get them out of, because through the donations, we can give them an education. Once they have an education, in 5, 6, 7, 10 years' time, they put themselves out of poverty and help those who were in their situations before.
Because they would have felt for the others. Sorry to
Exactly.
interrupt. They would have felt for the others. You know, Mullah Ali, you spoke about Amir and Hassan. I'll speak to the mothers and fathers which are viewing. Now, I'm sure when mothers, you know, long live our mothers, inshallah, for catering for our families and households. And when they break the fast, they ensure that dad is getting enough food, and the shy one has got food, and the guests have got food. But I want to speak out to those mothers that wish they can provide for their children, but they cannot because they can't afford. They don't choose to, but they can't afford. They are fully dependent and reliant on your donations. And they don't have any income coming in. They don't have a father that can go out to work. The father has passed away due to health conditions. When we went to Iraq and went to the orphanages literally here, we asked them, so how about dad? He said dad's passed away 4 years ago due to cancer, due to a stroke. Lots of people pass away back home due to unsafe work conditions, falling from high levels, falling from being electrocuted or passing away from such causes. So your donations will ensure that their family comes together a little bit stronger, for them to be united under one roof and one plate.
I spoke of Amir and his plight. Here's a small video to show what we mean.
أحلم بيها وأتذكرها. هي كانت قاعد من المدرسة تخليني أروح، وهي سؤال ريود. بعد يومين وصل بي من السرطان توفت.
كل يوم أشتاق له. عبالي من أجي من البيت ألعب باسكل وأجي أطب باسكل أصيح أمه ما ألقاه.
إن شاء الله سبحانه وتعالى ما يقطع، أكو طيبين وأكو ناس خيره. أنا هسه تفاجأت طبيت عليه مباشرة، شنو هذا كله يعني يحفزنا على الحياة. أكو أمل بالدنيا بعد، أكو خيرين. والله وأهل البيت يعني إن شاء الله ماكو شيء صعب. طيبين. بالنسبة لقصة أمهم مرض سرطان جاها يعني مفاجئ بسبب عملية زائدة وشكل عند هذا المرض، والعندي والما عندي ما قدرت على علاجها صراحة إلا أن توفت. وتركت لي ذول الأطفال الاثنين واللي أنا ابتليت بيهم بلاء هسه اعتبارا أن هذا امتحان إلي رباني. أنا اللي قايب عيشتهم وأنا رجال كبير يعني أنا يريد مني يعيني. زين والآن أنا متكلف وقاعد بهذا الوضع بهذا البيت تعبان، رطوبة صاعدة متر وشوية وسقف وشوف. وهاي قدامكم انتم تشوفون بعد، وان شاء الله هو الموجود اللي سخركم ودزكم عليه هنا، واهلا وسهلا بكم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm in Hayy al-Askari, Karbala, with two young gentlemen here who unfortunately lost their mother due to cancer. Now, unfortunately, the father, he couldn't afford to pay for the mother's treatment for cancer and so forth, and unfortunately lost their mother due to cancer. Because of his old age and also his wellness, he cannot work and look after the children. It's very, very difficult for him to work, and he has to juggle between whether working or looking after the children, so forth. I'd like to thank Haji Yassin, Amir and Hussein for inviting me to their home and showing me how they live. And this is one of the projects that we have at Imam Hussein Charity, helping young boys like this and families who have, you know, less and difficulties, impoverishment, and helping them in order for them to have a better life here in Karbala. Now, when I came in, they were very, very hospitable, very, very welcoming. Haji himself, if you can see, his clothes are dirty from cleaning me. Like I sat on that green chair over there, and he cleaned it himself. The boys as well were asking me, would you like this, would you like that? Whatever they could give, you know, whatever they could offer me as a guest, they did and they offered. And I, you know, inshallah, I ask you brothers and sisters to help such a family who have been so hospitable and so nice to me. Even though that they don't have much, they were still willing to offer and give with sincerity and humbleness. So I ask and I plead, please brothers and sisters, help this family in order for them to achieve a better standard of living.
Your donation can be the difference between a life of hardship and a life of hope for the families in need.
That was Amir and Hussein about a year and a half ago, Abu Talib. A year later, he wasn't as sad in the sense that, you know, as soon as he mentioned his mother,
yes,
he would start crying. He was more, as I was saying, he's more dedicated now in life.
Yes.
Because of the donations that are coming in, he's really focused, really dedicated to make sure that he looked after his father and his younger brother.
Yes.
But one thing that hit me in this little video clip was the younger brother Hussein. He said, you know, I came back from, I think he was in school. He was
yes.
out. I came back from school with my bike, expecting to see my mother, but my mother wasn't there. And that again is one of hundreds of thousands of young children that go through these situations on a daily basis. And the father was saying, well, look, I could only afford certain medicine. I could only do whatever was within my means, and that means wasn't enough, and that's why she passed away, because he didn't have the means to be able to give to her. And that's why we're asking you, dear brothers, it's just, I think it's £50 for the orphan.
It is £50.
It's just the £50 for that package. And you could feed them, you can clothe them, you can give them an education, you can sustain these young people so that they can have a hope. If that's what you really want, if that's what you care about, brothers and sisters, then please do contribute. If you're just watching the show thinking, okay, this is just a nice show to watch, that's fine. We hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts your a'mal, accepts your deeds, and accepts what you go through. But we're really, really hoping that you do tap into that conscience that you have and say, you know what, let me give £10, let me give £20, let me give 30, 100, whatever it is that you can give, because in the way of the Ahlul Bayt. Yes, Abu.
I speak to those that think it's a lovely show and are thinking twice about contributing.
Okay.
We've just seen Haji Yasin. He's lost his wife, he's got 2 kids to worry about, and he says clearly that, you know, with my conditions, I need to be looked after, but I'm looking after 2 kids. And he says something very nice, and he says, there are still good people. Now, I want to ask yourselves, are you those good people, or are you not? If you're not, then you should feel guilty and change and pick up one of these packages, a £30 package or a £50 package. And if you are, then try to become a better person, because Haji Yasin with his 2 sons are fully dependent on you. And it's not just Haji Yasin, it's multiple other families which are in full need of your donations and contributions. Your donations and contributions will go 100% to keeping them alive and surviving with the difficulties that we are facing ourselves in westernized countries. How about countries which are less confident and less affordable?
For those who are of the non-Iraqi background, who don't have family in Iraq, a lot of you go to Ziyarat. MashaAllah, it's amazing that you go to Ziyarat, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never deprive you of the Ziyarat of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Most of you go to Ziyarat. When you go to Ziyarat, you'll be Baghdad airport, Najaf airport. From there you'll go directly to a 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel. Lunch is spread, dinner is spread, breakfast is there. You'll go and walk. You've got a walking distance to the shrine.
Yes.
You'll do your salah, you'll do everything. You come back to the hotel. You've got your Wi-Fi, you've got your electricity, you've got your clean water, you've got everything that you need, although you're in Iraq, by the way. So you've got everything they need. Then you go to Karbala, same thing, hotel, right next to the shrine. You may see what some people have called, wala'adhu billah, annoying little kids.
Yes.
who are asking you for money, you may see that as, oh wow, Iraq is in poverty, Iraq is poor. But let me tell you, this is just 0.1%. What you see on the streets is 0.1% of the actual poverty that countries like Iraq and Afghanistan, many other countries, but focusing on Iraq, Karbala and Najaf, the two holy sites that we go to on a regular basis, would you ever think that poverty-stricken cities existed, although they are holy, right? Even when it comes to Najaf, and Najaf, Imam Ali is the father of the orphans, and you'd expect that the place would be so passionate about looking after the orphans and the poor people, but unfortunately it's not. So this is not a discussion about the government, but the political system as it is right now, the means that they have, they can't take care of every single poor person that's living there. But just a thought for you, dear brothers and sisters, whenever you do go Ziyarat, just know that what you see on the streets is nothing, genuinely nothing, compared to what's just outside of that city centre. Just outside of that city centre. Muhsin told you he was in Hayy al-Askar. Did you even know that place existed? No. Hayy al-Askar is a couple of miles away from the city centre, and that place is poverty-stricken. When we say poverty-stricken, look on your screens now and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes. Now, that's been blurred up just because there's a dead animal there.
Yeah.
So the children are always playing around here, and they don't choose to play around it. They don't have soft play areas. They don't have football pitches. They don't have footballs to play around with. So that's why they're barefooted, walking in sand. There is stones. It's not safe. Brothers and sisters, your donations, your contributions will ensure that an orphan will have enough for them to survive. Brothers and sisters, we've spoken about Amir al-Mu'mineen and Najaf, where Amir al-Mu'mineen is buried.
Yeah.
Let us ensure that the orphans in Najaf, alongside where Amir al-Mu'mineen is buried, will be fed, will have education, will have the right medication needed, and will have food for them to eat on.
We're going to go to a very quick report from Abu Talib and Sayyid Muhsin, inshallah, so we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just had a little kick about there with the lads. One thing I wanted to highlight was that, number one, children are children. All they want to do is actually play and have a good childhood and enjoy themselves. Secondly, look at the environment. They're playing football here in slippers. Some of them playing barefoot. And I'm not even joking. There's broken plastic, there's broken glass, and things like that on the floor just over there. You can see it. It's so dangerous. But these kids, you know what I mean? When you're young, you feel quite invincible and you feel really confident. And these kids are still playing, but it's so dangerous here for them to play. But it's, with your donations and your help, we can give these kids a better opportunity and better places for them to actually grow up and have a childhood.
Let's hope that your donations will come in, brothers and sisters. This will also ensure for that they will have food for them to eat. We see lots of the children here outside playing. We'll see our nephews, our siblings having snacks, sweets. These children don't have any. Let's hope that we can try to reach out to as many children as we can through your donations and support.
Welcome back. Yes, that was Muhsin and Abu Talib giving you a report on the situation, the dire situation that the local people in Iraq, in Karbala and in Najaf are facing on a daily basis. You can change that, dear brothers, by contributing today on this special episode of Salam Ya Ali campaign brought to you by Imam Hussein Charity. On that point, we haven't mentioned the water well campaign,
yes.
Abu Talib, and I think in the last couple of minutes it's very, very wise to actually mention, yes, there are the orphans, yes, there is the iftar pack, but on a very, very important note, a lot of people are inspired to give when it comes to the water well,
yes.
no matter how expensive or cheap or whatever, however you look at it. People are inspired by it because of the sadaqah jariyah that it has.
Yes, it is a sadaqah jariyah.
Yeah? When you're giving for a water well, can you tell me about what the benefits are for a water well for a local community?
Yes, so a water well, now we know that people back home are walking at least 30 to 40 minutes to the water well. So they'll go with buckets, with jugs to pour the water and come back to their local area. So it's like from one village to another they have to walk and they don't have any transport. Brothers and sisters, with £1,400 you can build a water well on behalf of yourself or for your marhumin. Now, this isn't going to be benefited only for one family, for 10 people, but that's for a local community. So we're speaking about 200 plus individuals. Muwaleen, Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Brothers and sisters, it's £1,400. Now, it might sound like a figure, but Mullah Ali, how difficult is it for you to speak to 7 of your closest friends? Just think of them, 7 of your closest friends, okay? Minus 1, that's you. 6 more. If you all chip in £200, that's a water well. On behalf of yourself, on behalf of your family, your father, your mother, your children, your grandparents, a water well. You know, we've got WhatsApp groups, we've got gatherings. I'm sure we've all been invited throughout Shahr Ramadan. You have family, friends coming, like, listen, we've had lovely food. I don't want us to leave the house without everybody chipping in £200. Let's build a water well on behalf of our marhumeen, on behalf of our family name. And it's a water well that will keep on running. Just like the water flows, the sadaqah will be flowing on behalf of yourself and your loved ones.
Absolutely, absolutely. One point that he mentioned, Abu Talib, very, very astutely, is that anytime a person uses his water well for wudu, cleaning vegetables, drinking water, showering, whatever it is that they're using it for, you will receive that benefit. You will receive that hasanah, that good deed. But if you put the name in your marhumeen, then what happens is your marhumeen will get that sadaqah jariyah. That's what it's called. That's why it's called a sadaqah jariyah, because it's constantly giving good deeds to your marhumeen. We, of course, whenever you donate, we send you updates of how far along the water well is being built. It takes about roughly 6 to 9 months for them to build, locate a water spring, make a water well out of it. So it takes, but we constantly update you as to what's going on, so that you're very much aware where your donations are going to, and specifically how. One last reminder of the campaigns, Abu Talib, before we go.
Yes, it's a £30 Ramadan iftar package. This includes pulses, oil, rice, meat, fruit and vegetables for the orphans and the ones which are needy and less vulnerable to break their fast on. A £50 orphan package. It's the nights of destiny, Laylatul Qadr, خير من ألف شهر. Let us remember the needy, let us remember the orphans, and let us remember the one that most loved the orphans, Amir al-Mu'mineen. On the days where we have lost him, let us donate and give £50 towards the orphans, and £1,400 let us donate on behalf of the 14 Ma'soom. If you have an imam that you like and you favoritize, you say, I want to pick up the £700 on behalf of the 7th imam. I want to pick up the £1,200 on behalf of Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman. I want to pick up the whole £1,400 on the 14 Ma'sooms. And I assure you that Allah will reward you 100, 1,000 times more in your financials, and most importantly, in your health.
Inshallah. On that note, once again, as Abu Talib mentioned, it is the night of Qadr, one of the most powerful nights in the Islamic calendar. Please don't forget your loved ones. Please don't forget us in your du'as. And of course, please do not forget to pray for the reappearance and for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of the awaited Savior, Imam Mahdi Ajallahu ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Because if you and I have hope and these orphans do not have hope, then Imam al-Mahdi is the hope for all of mankind, not just Muslims, for all of mankind. So inshallah, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten his reappearance. And on that note, we will see you tomorrow, same time, 9:30 UK, for the last episode of Salam Ya Ali campaign on Imam Hussein charity. Wassalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
هي صعبة، المشكلة الدنيا يعني حتى أخو مالك سندي. هي صعبة، المشكلة الدنيا يعني حتى أخو مالك سندي. والقرآن الكريم من زاد زيادة على والدتي على المصرف للمدرسة موجهة. وهسه أخذ أبو النزار وأشهد. زين. وناس كلها ما ترحم، كلها تجي تحكي عليك بس ما تعرف ظروفك اللي عايش بيها انت شنو. يعني هواي مرت علي ظروف صعبة هواي اللي وقعنا مرات ثاني. أنا وجهال صار له والله 7 أيام الإنفلونزا وقعنا، يعني استونا والله العظيم. هسه أشهدك للمضمد ببلاش جاي يدزلنا العلاج ماله.